Folks, Aaron here. Welcome back to the anime review. Today we're looking at Violet Evergarden episode 10. Oof. I am sorry, I'm like legit crying. That episode was, I've been hearing around the grapevine everyone saying how they cried with this week's episode. Like, even the ones that haven't cried so far with the show have legit broken down and cried with this week's episode. I understand why. So the story seems pretty simple at first. We have Violet going to a woman's house who she has a young daughter, but the thing is that the woman looks like she's very, very ill and is, asking Violet to write letters. And you almost have the perception that, yeah, she's writing those letters to her daughter, and that's really not anything that hard to imagine. But it seems like it's taking for a long time for her to do letters, and I was almost wondering maybe she's struggling to write these letters or something like that. But what you end up finding out is once the mother finally passes away, the girl keeps aging and becomes 8 years old, etc. That the mother has been writing her letters, not just 1 or 2 or 3, but she wrote her 50 letters to incorporate for her various birthdays and to be sent every birthday to her. And, it's interesting because obviously with the show, you're not going to find, if you wouldn't speed ahead, you wouldn't know, how many letters she got up to at a certain point. And what we see is that we see up to the point of when she's 20, her receiving the letters. But Violet, of course, isn't around during that time, or at least, not mentioned because it's not important, really. What's more so is just showing the progression of time, with her and getting the letters and to kind of tell the audience this is what's happening. And I love how the letters are very simple. They're always saying that don't worry, I'll always be by you, and I'll always. I'm sorry about that, folks. I'm legit crying. It's like, it's such a simple line, but it's one of those lines that when you hear it, it's like, it hits you in the heart. Where she says, "No matter what, I'll always be watching you and always love you." And if you're really into your family, if you love your family, this is something that probably will resonate with you even more because it's like. You imagine the birthdays that you won't have with them. And it almost puts a fear into you. Like, you do get legitimately scared. But I've been like that before. And by the way, sorry, I'm crying like a freaking idiot. But, that's one thing about me. Is like, you guys know that about me. But the thing is that legitimately, it was such a strong episode because of that. Because you see this progression with this girl, and she has her own family at the end of the episode, and that's her future. That's like what's waiting for her in the future. And meanwhile, Violet got me too, because Violet started breaking down and crying too, because her and the girl were very close together, during the time she was there. And, she understood that this girl is going to be alone in this big old house by herself with the mother not there, and she's going to have to grow up with, really no parent anymore. And that's like, wow, that's tough. That is very tough, especially at her age. It's like I think when her mother finally dies, she's 8 years old, and it's a little before that, but on her 8th birthday is when she received the first letter, and I'm like, oh my god. And then I just love that they show the scenes of the flashback when she's kissing her own daughter because she got married and had a kid, and it just reminds you of the scene. Like, that's my thumbnail because I was like, that has to be the thumbnail. Violet had some nice images in this week in general, but I was like, you know what? Screw that. I wanted to show the family, and I'm like, wow. So yeah, this week, if you're an emotional person like I am, be prepared. If you haven't seen this episode, you're gonna cry. Even if you know what's going to be ahead of time, if you're watching this review before watching the episode, which I know some of you do, you're gonna cry. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this review, even though it was me crying most of the time. I apologize for that, guys and girls, but hopefully you guys understand that this was a powerful episode. I loved it. What did you guys think in the comments below? Let me know. If you like these reviews, please make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, share the video around, etc. I will talk to you guys later. Have a great night, everyone. I'll see you tomorrow with Junji Ito, I believe, episode, I think 11. And I'll have it out when I get that. Talk to you guys then. Bye-bye, everyone.